Hello guys, so we're gonna try this now. I'm gonna be giving you guys IXL homework, and I'm gonna try my best to explain those IXL using YouTube, I guess. And the ones that you have for this video is on Algebra 2, and this specific lesson is on L.7. Okay, it's on L.7, multiply radical expressions. Okay, now to start off this one, I'm gonna do a very quick review. I'm not sure how many of you guys actually know this, but let's say we have trying to find out the square root of 8. That's a weird 8. Let's say you're looking for the square root of 8 and trying to simplify that out. Well, the way we do this is we actually break it down. Okay, so inside this radical we're gonna break down the 8. The 8 is broken down into 4 times 2. Now the 4 can still be broken down into 2 times 2. That's it. The 2's can't be broken down anymore. So this actually becomes the square root of all the broken down numbers. So 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, now the goal is to get out of this radical, to get rid of the little house. Now the way we get out of the house is in pairs. You need a pair in order to get out of the radical. So here we have three 2's, so that means that 1 2's have to stay inside. Okay, you need a pair to get out. So this here makes a pair. So those 2 are going to get out, and that's how you stay. So 2 square root of 2, that's your answer. Every 2 pairs make 1. So every 2 is equal to 1. So that's why we only have 1 2 here. So the answer is 2 square root of 2. Just a heads up. Okay. Now another thing that you could do with these radicals is you could, if they're being multiplied, you could put them inside each of the radical. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say I have the square root of 4 times the square root of 4. And you want to know what that is. Well, we know what the square root of 4 is, right? The square root of 4 is 2 times, well, what's the square root of 2? So I mean 4 is 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. So we know that this answer here has to be 4, right? Now, what you could do, now this is easy because we know what the square root of 4 is, right? But remember, you could always, for other examples, if 2 radicals are being multiplied, they could be, I guess, joined. You could combine them. So what do I mean by that? Well, this here actually becomes square roots of 4 times 4. So see how they're separated? You could put them inside that same radical only if they're being multiplied. Okay, and then well, this becomes 4 times 4 is 16. The square root of 16. And what's the square root of 16? Well, it's 4. And see how these 2 answers are the same. Okay, so remember, if 2 radicals are being multiplied, you could join them. You could join the numbers inside. Okay. Now what they're asking you to do in this IXL is that's what they're doing. They're multiplying 2 radicals and they want you to simplify it. Okay, let me do an example really quick, really easy example. Let's say we have square root of 8 times the square root of, let's say, 25. Okay, they're going to ask you to simplify that out. Well, we are going to join them together, right? So let's join them together. And if we join them together, we're going to get the square root of 8 times 25. Okay. Now here, remember, we need pairs. We need to make pairs. Our goal is to make a pair. So let's go ahead and separate this out. Let's break down our numbers. So the 8 can be broken down into 2 times 4. And that 25 can be broken down into 5 times 5. Okay. The 2 is already prime, so you can't simplify that even more. The 4 you can. The 4 can be simplified into 2 times 2. 5 is prime, so you can't simplify that. And 5 is also prime, so you can't simplify that one out. So then we're going to get the numbers at the very end of the tree. So we have 2, 2, 2, 5, and 5. So what this becomes, what we get here is we're actually going to get the square root of 2 times 2 times 2 times 5 times 5. Okay, now our goal here is to get pairs. So every time we make a pair, we're going to take them out. Well, we have a pair of 2's right there. So let me write it down. We have a pair of 2. Okay, we'll have a pair of 5's. And what stays inside? Well, that 2 stays inside. Okay, so then what is my answer? Well, you see this here, the 2 and the 5, where they're being multiplied, so you're going to multiply them. 2 times 5 is 10. So this becomes 10 square root of 2. Okay, and that's what we're going to be doing here on this IXL. Now, let me try one here on IXL. So one of the problems is square root of 13 times the square root of 405. Okay, now these two, we're going to combine them in. So we have 13 times 405. Okay. Now we're gonna have to break this apart. The 405. You are gonna need a calculator, just a simple calculator, just so you can multiply fairly quickly. So now let me break this apart. So the 13, that cannot be broken apart. It's a prime number, so that's gonna stay the way it is. So we have 13 times, but 405. I know that could be divided by 5. So let me do that. Let me do 405. 405. Divided by 5, that gives you 81. So 5 times 81 gives me 405. Now the 13 can't be broken down, the 5 can't, but that 81 can, right? 9 times 9 gives you 81. So we could break this apart. So we have 13 times 5. Now we're going to break up that 81, which is 9 times 9. And if you notice here, so the 9s can also be broken. If you want, you could stop here since you have 2 pairs. Those 9s, you could stop right there and factor out that 9. You could take out that pair of 9s. But if you want, you could continue going down. You know that 9 can be broken down into 3 times 3. So you could continue doing that, but it's going to give you the same answer. I would recommend as soon as you find a pair, just stop there and just take it out. Okay, so here we're going to take out a pair. So we're going to take out this pair here, pair of 9. So that pair of 9 is going to go outside. What stays inside? The 13 and the 5. Okay, now you're going to have to multiply those out. What's 13 times 5? Well, 13 times 5 is 65. So my answer would be 9 times the square root of 65. Okay, and that's how you do your IXL, guys. Now remember, there is a smart score on top of the IXL. If you stop whenever you like your grade. If you're okay with the 70, leave it there at a 70. If you want an 80, you could shoot up for an 80, 90, or 100. Okay, but it is up to you guys. Whatever grade you want, it is up to you guys. Just keep on trying until you get your desired grade. If you need help, please let me know, and I'll help you guys out.